Hello, and welcome. We are at the eve of the solstice, winter solstice for the northern hemisphere, and summer solstice for the southern hemisphere of the world. Wherever you are in the world, happy Solstice Eve to you. I'm going to get into the messages for us all. Going to wait just a few minutes for people to come into the chat. I hope that you're all doing well. Let me know in the comments where you're from, how you're doing, what's going on with you. And we'll get this situated here. So I finally made it to live. Yeah, it's been a lot of changes, as I'm sure it has been with everyone. And I had a week with my mom came to visit, and I had many other visitors and just new and different experiences. Had some time yesterday to reflect on a lot of that and get a deeper understanding. Hello, get a deeper understanding as to what I may have been receiving, because there's a lot of incoming energy, a lot of incoming messages. And interestingly enough, even today, as I was actually thinking about a ceremony that I'm going to be at tomorrow, this book, Bringers of the Dawn, came to my awareness, and it is channelings from the Pleiadian constellation. And I actually have two of the books. It was that strong that they wanted me to dive into that energy, tap into that energy, and just kind of refresh my energy, because I've been under the weather, and I've been processing a lot, a lot of information, a lot of light, and just find myself a little slower. Not that that's a good or bad thing. Hi, hello Lisa, hello Patsy. Hi everybody, yay. Happy Solstice Eve. Happy Friday, as my niece says. And yeah, just taking some time to tap into this energy. You know, the word solstice means sun standing still. So it is a point in time where the sun is at the very tipping point between having one hemisphere of the world having more sunlight than not versus the other. I know I just butchered all of that, but yeah, still sun. So I wrote down a few things, topics that I wanted to talk about, but first off, okay, I don't have my moderators in here quite yet, but I'm sure they will be joining soon. I want to talk about some of the planetary energies that we're experiencing, specifically Saturn square Jupiter. This is a big one, and we've already had our first experience of Saturn Jupiter square in August of this year. Okay. Let's just weed out a lot of the nonsense until the moderators come in. Let me know if there are any others that I'm missing here. Okay. Oh, how are you guys doing? Wow, we have a lot coming in, and I had expected that. So I want to talk about this because, and I'm going to take you back in time. Initially, Saturn and Jupiter formed a conjunction. They were working together. Hi, Darren. At the end of 2020, December 2020. Okay, making sure that everything is cohesive here. So if you reflect back, December of 2020, that is when we initially had this initiation of this energy that we are now having a square aspect, or just tension and challenges that are designed to really help us rebuild and do in a new way, do in a better way, do for our highest, greatest good, whatever it is for you. So reflecting back, hi Dustin, so glad you could make it. Reflecting back for myself, December of 2020 was a very challenging time for me. We had purchased this house in the summer of 2020, and it had to go through a lot of renovations before we could live in it. I was able to move into my half of the house pretty soon. The contractor told me, I need you to not be in the house while we do the insulation. It'll be about a week. So I said, okay. And that was in November, actually. Okay, I'll go stay at my sister's. Well, it turned out I ended up staying at my sister's for over a month. Not able to come into my house. There were a lot of challenges getting the house to a point where it was livable, especially in the middle of the winter. So for me, that point, that tension point, or that initiation point, was in my fourth house of home, family, self-care, emotions. And now if I reflect back, August, we had our first square in August of this year. August, I was taken out of my house to pet sit for my sister's elderly dog, and there were a lot of shenanigans that happened that sort of took me out of my comfort zone, out of my home space. So we have the second tension square now. It perfects on the 24th, and then we'll have another one in June. So we have 3 Saturn Jupiter squares that we will be experiencing from this initiation point in 2020, the end of 2020. Saturn Jupiter square. What else did I write here? Okay. Oh, this is expansion, Jupiter. I have visions, I have ideas, I have plans, I'm creating, I'm building. And then Saturn, restrictions. Are you sure you're doing that right? Limitations, or even just how we limit ourselves in the mind when we are challenged. Hi, Martin. Solstice salutations. Late to the party. Not too late, though. Welcome. So I'm going a little fast here. Expansion, contraction, stop and go. Where and how do we restrict ourselves from expanding outside of the box that we've been placed in and contained into for many lifetimes? How do we break out of what is known as a prison planet and into our creator being? Oh, I have a lot of pressure in the back of my head all of a sudden. Very interesting. Interesting enough, whatever was initiated at the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction of December 2020 is now being tested against reality. This is also, interestingly enough, the same point where Pluto is stationed right now. Not stationed, but Pluto is at 0 degrees Aquarius. So Saturn and Jupiter conjunct December of 2020 was at 0 degrees of Aquarius. This is now where Pluto is. I'm going a little too fast now. Luna's throwing me off. So we're being challenged or tested against reality, against our reality that we're creating. Saturn and Jupiter. This represents our creations, what we are building, what we are creating, the structures and foundations or institutions in our personal lives and our collective lives. They're going through a phase of decay, Pisces, a phase of decay, breakdown, revision, death, rebirth, transition. And this can help us create healthier paradigms, healthier systems, healthier structures within our own personal lives as well as collective. These are moments of greater maturing, moments of deep reflecting on what's working and what's not, and what to do about it based on a change of mindset, a change of perspective, a change of philosophy. I'm going to have to let my cat out. It's snowing here, by the way, but I'm going to let her out. Bear with me. You always have to be the star of the show, Luna. Okay, back. Responsibilities. Yeah. Are we able to see the truth without looking through the Pisces rose-colored glasses? Are we living with a certain amount of distortion or illusion or romanticism of sorts that isn't really helping anymore? It isn't helping us see the truth. It's harming. It's making the choice not to actually face and see the truth. Is there an inability to see the truth because of lack of clear thinking, the foggy mind, you know? This is now being exposed to us all. If we slow down, if we take the time, we'll be able to actually honor the truth, mature, grow, expand, and no longer keep ourselves contained in this box. I saw myself being taken out of my routine, my regular day-to-day things that I do. And this has happened many times in the last few years. But in the past, I would stress out. And this time, I saw it exactly for what it was and decided to really enjoy the unknown fully. And what a pleasant surprise I was gifted with. I really, really was. Let me see what you guys are saying here. It's snowing in Connecticut too. All right, Dustin's got to step away. That's okay. I don't kid myself, says Patsy. So we're having a lot of truth being exposed to ourselves, exposed to us all, individually and collectively. Are we also able to pull back from our narrow point of view and see all sides of the story? Are we able to expand and see the bigger picture? Or are we so emotionally attached and enmeshed still on, like, in our own stuff that we're not able to see what life is really kind of putting in front of us at this time? And I have had, I wrote down intermittent reinforcement pattern. I'm not exactly sure. That came through in a reading I was doing yesterday. And I just was nudged to write that down. So that may come back up in the reading. Yeah, true colors, painful to accept. Yeah. One of the things that has been showing itself to me, and it's interesting because in 2020, I was kind of what some people would call like the town crier, or like pushing the truth in front of people, as far as like, especially here in the United States, the food companies and the Food and Drug Administration, all this corporate greed and what was happening and we were being poisoned and all of that. And to the point where I was speaking on mostly deaf ears. So I was guided to go within and find a new avenue, a new way. Now I look and it's like all over social media, and there are huge groups of mothers specifically. I saw outside of the Kellogg's Corporation building protesting and really trying to get their attention to thousands of them. And a hundred and I want to say it could have been 440 or 144,000 signed petitions, and Kellogg's was non-responsive. But interestingly enough, it's been exposed that they'll sell products to European countries, because they have stricter rules and guidelines without these artificial dyes and other toxins in them, but they sell the toxins to the United States of American citizens. That's just one small example, small example. Water bearer will empty the contents of Pisces. What will we do with the dowry? These very interesting times, right? And then some of the other things that are just fully being exposed to the general public by whistleblowers, by people taking it into their own initiative to document and journal, like video journal on how factory farming is operating, and what they're feeding the animals and how they're treating the animals. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Truly, when we're talking about the tip of the iceberg, the part of the iceberg that we can see is the smallest part of the iceberg. Below the surface is where the most of the mass is, right? So as the water level recedes down, we are having more and more truth being exposed, more and more of this iceberg being exposed. So it really is quite fascinating. I'm going to get into the reading for this energy. Happy Solstice Eve. The sun stands still. I hope that you are all doing well. I was talking about a lot of this incoming energy as far as dreams have been, way intense and vivid, almost as if, some of the things that I woke up this morning to from what I was dreaming, I could pick out extreme detail of the person's face, eyes, expression, and it's not somebody that I've met yet, but they were telling me that I was going to be meeting them soon. Stuff like that. There's just, you can't make it up. There's so many interesting things going on. Okay. Nine of Cups. Ace of Cups. The World. Judgment. Page of Wands. Cycles upon cycles upon cycles. We continuously are... this is a quickening. This is a quickening. This is clearing out the past pretty fast. Time is rapidly speeding up in our human perspective, but we're talking about clearing cycles, integration as well. I think that many of us are embodying the light within, which is information. I think there's been a lot of information that has come from the soul self, that has come from our physical bodies, our DNA, whatever is being channeled and beamed into us from above, from many different star systems, from many different planetary, we're already taking in and living through the planetary bodies, but there's an extra layer of energy that I really started to experience and feel. And let me know in the comments if you guys are having similar experiences. Now, actually, it's a little difficult now that I'm completely, I've got a cold, my head is congested, and it's kind of like I was feeling this radiation of all of this energy coming through me. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put this person. Sorry, guys. All right. Where was I? Anyway, the influx of energy, the influx of information, of light. It's heavy duty. It's a lot. There's a lot coming in. And it's been hard to really keep up. And I just keep hearing, keep slowing down. And even when I don't listen to the slow down, my body's like, slow down, because there's a lot to process here. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot to embody. There's a lot to integrate. We're wrapping up multiple cycles. What continuously is arising, what we are facing, what is our guiding force? Our dreams, our desires of what we want to feel, how we want to feel, as well as self-care, love, connection, passion. I feel this deep love with this Nine of Cups card, deep connection. Nine of Cups to the Ace of Cups. That's a lot of emotional fulfillment. This is where our guiding force, this is where our soul is leading us to strip away and really allow our true light body. I'm hearing light body. The light body is lit up. It is awakening. It is arising within us. The Judgment card, the serpents, the transformation. This energy is almost as if, and maybe this is many having a Kundalini awakening, but the energy that is rising through the body, through the spine, like the serpent's tail, awakening us up from the dream, from the nightmare that we once were in, to finding our true innate light, our true innate power, our true innate creator being self. Page of Wands. And when that arises, when we can really tap into our emotional body, into our feelings, our emotions, our sense of feeling as if there is nothing that can truly take us down unless we give it that power. There's our fire. Now this fire, excuse me, Page of Wands, I see it very clearly as a juvenile. Not to say that it's immature, but this is in its juvenile state. This is that sensation. There's another energy. Yeah, because I felt that all last week. Of I just want to have fun. I just want to enjoy life. I just want to follow my passion. But see, this Page of Wands really is actually a messenger of this is what's important. None of this matters. This other stuff. And while the light within all of us is activated over and over again. We can shut it down ourselves, or there will be others that come into our experience that will trigger the shadow aspect within us that shuts that down. So we have to understand the duality within each and every one of us. We can place blame outside of ourselves, but truly, we are the ones that shut that down. We're the ones that do. I felt like, and moody, you want to talk, yesterday, for no reason at all, last night, and I wasn't really feeling a whole lot either way. I was pretty neutral for like a whole week while my mom was here. And I would feel the elevation and having a lot of this bliss and love and excitement and fun. And it didn't really take me anywhere else. But just yesterday, I felt such the high waves of the ups and the downs. And I put myself to bed early last night because I found myself getting really, really, not moody, just like cranky, like angry, and I don't even know why. I have no idea what I was even angry about. I felt like the universe was taunting me. Like there wasn't anybody around me to press my buttons, but the energy was pressing my buttons. And I know exactly what buttons they were pressing. If there were to be a person around me, they'd be pressing that button. So take that as it resonates for you. I see exactly what I'm meant to look deeper into within myself. Am I going to allow this scenario, this person, this belief, this idea take me there again, or take me off path, or dim my light, or lower my frequency? Am I going to do this to myself again? And you know, it happens. It happens. That's why I put myself to bed early. Like, I'm shutting everything out down. And it took me a while still to get to sleep. Martin, your purpose is not the thing you do. It is the thing that happens in others when you do what you do. Yes. Yeah, truly, it is. We're all meant to help each other through this interesting time on the planet, to tap into, to awaken, to connect to our true nature, to connect to the light that has been infiltrated for thousands and thousands of years. And this is the time we have help. We've got a lot of help. Ever since that harmonic convergence in the 80s, the veil has been lifted. And so many people have embodied that, but not enough. But now, oh boy, it's different. It is different. You want to talk about a lot of foreshadowing. If you trust your psychic senses, if you are tapped in and reading the energy that's coming towards you, or just reading the energy in general, we're getting a good foreshadowing of what we need to pay attention to on our personal journey. Part of the dream is knowing when to wake up. That's, you know, and it's so interesting that sleeping dreams feel like waking experiences. Queen of Wands. Here's the Judgment again. Wow. So this is where there's a little bit of a pickle. For some, for all of us, in specific areas. And this is, none of us have a full conscious awareness of everything that we're meant to see right now. There are some things that are still hidden, although we can sense and feel and know. What we're meant to see, what we're meant to understand is, what are we attached to? What story, what narrative are we attached to? What are we holding on to from the past? What are we holding on to as our narrative, as our story? What are we holding on to even in the physical? What are we enmeshed with? Pluto is going to really show us that. And again, we can't forget that we are still in this relationship axis of Aries, Libra with the lunar nodes. So much is going on. So much is being shaken up and shifted. I want more clarity on Queen of Wands. Okay. Okay. So we all want to feel good. We all want to feel loved. We all want to feel love. We all want to give love. That is in our innate essence. This is also about taking good care of ourselves, guys. Taking good care of our physical body, our emotional body, our mental body. But there are traits, there are aspects of ourselves that want things a certain way. We have a certain vision and it can only be this way. If we are so attached to an outcome or something being a certain way, we're not allowing ourselves to be open for what can be. And a lot of this has to do with our sense, again, of having everything that we need, feeling comfortable, feeling that maybe we have others that are around us that are loyal, that we don't have to worry about anything in the material world. And this wake-up call that we're getting, not only individually but collectively, is really showing, because what's in the one is in the whole. We keep hearing that over and over again. What we see in the collective, in the world stage, is a reflection of what's going on within each and every one of us, to some scale, to some degree. And if we cannot actually own up and accept that, then we've got more work to do. We've got more work to do. There's a wake-up call on the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles twice is not a bad card, but the way I'm reading it, what we're attached to, what we're holding on to, is money, or what we place value on as a collective. I see this, especially in this country, at this time, the holiday season. Nothing has changed. From my vantage point, now I'm sure that things have changed in some areas. Things have to change within me. Be the change. Things must change within me, meaning I still participate in this. When you give a gift, there's a spirit, there's an energy, there's an essence of gift giving and gift receiving, right? But the way that we've all been taught, the way that the commercialized world shows us is like almost like one-upping. I gotta get something that doesn't make me look like, I'm less than. Or like, some people will spend money they don't even have to keep up with the Joneses on the gift giving. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. There's an awakening here that is happening here. And if it's not money, it's just that's an example, some kind of material essence of, and I had this realization every year, but I had it big time today, again, while I was out in public, just witnessing and overhearing women specifically, and everybody's like, I got my shopping done, I got my wrapping done, oh, I got it done before the last days of Christmas, it's like now I can relax. And this is ridiculous. It's absolutely, in my mind, I'm like, where are you people? Really, where are you in your mind? What is this about? What is this showing us? But I'm not placing judgment on them. It's telling me something. It is showing me something. And truly, it was showing me something also within me, because there was a part within me that was thinking, oh, I should probably get my grandson something else. Like, what did I get him? I found myself in that, like, panicking, like, oh my God, did I get enough gifts for the kids? Did I get them enough? That's an old version of myself, but I found myself swept up in that and stopped myself. My body also was like, hell no, you're not going into any stores today. I had like blowing my nose nonstop. But this is my example of what this reading is telling me. What we are witnessing outside of ourselves is showing us a part. We all have multiple parts within us. And if we deny any of those parts, the shadow that we don't want to see, or that we refuse to see, or we're not able to see, we're going to continue to reenact that, or we're going to have it triggered or reflected back to us over and over and over again until we have yet another awakening. And sometimes it really does take that. Where is the perspective here for each and every one of us? I feel like these wake ups, we've got judgment is really snapping a lot of us out of this disillusionment. And, honestly, a part of me really felt like not participating in any holiday stuff, which would mean that I wouldn't be with family or friends or any of that. I wouldn't be participating. This part of me that wants to shut down and dissociate and, run away. That's not the answer. The answer is I've got to check myself. I got to check myself, all of my parts. So we're being shown left and right in big ways and small ways what we're still attached to, what we're still identified with, parts of ourselves where we're enmeshed. One of the other things that I just started to pick up here is that maybe it does require us to kind of step back and go through the fog in order to understand where that sense of fulfillment is. That love, that true love is. What are we creating? What are we creating in our day-to-day, in our minute-to-minute, in our waking hour, our creation? Saturn, Jupiter, stop and go. Break down, break through. Over and over and over and over again. Fake love is worse than real hate. Yeah. I continue and will continue to do so. And Patsy, you say, I have been judged. I want nothing to do with fake. try to take a look at where do you judge yourself. Because I caught myself judging myself. I mean, none of us are perfect, and I certainly am not one to say I've got this journey down at all. It's humbling. It's humbling. Let's get another message. Let's get another message. Really, our team of light, our guides, the angels, the cosmos, the stars, they are cheering us on. You can do it. Break through this nightmare, break through this false dream, break through and see your true light. See that you are of divine light, that you are a creator being, that we are here. We can create something miraculous and new and beautiful. But first we got to create from all of the distortion. There's so much distortion, and it is getting better. It is getting easier. I'm a little bit confused. Can you be a little bit more specific about what you're saying? Okay. Let's see. Tell me what you are confused about, and maybe I can help clarify whatever I'm saying. That's an interesting comment too, because that has been a trigger for me my whole life. Thank you, Darren, of being misunderstood or not understood. And that came up for me a couple of weeks ago. And it really upset me. To somebody very important that I was trying to communicate to. And I thought that they understood me, and they're like, I don't understand a word you're saying. But I'd love to clarify, Darren, if you have a specific question. Okay. Oh. A few things happened today that I thought was real. Now it feels like I could have been wrong, maybe. Uh-huh. Yeah. Shadow. Right and wrong. That's another thing that we can really kind of get entangled with. If we look at this as more of like an energetic game, so to speak, that everything is that we are in this interactive experience where the quantum field that surrounds us is actually reading off of our energy body, our energy field. And a lot of it is trying to really show us where we are still stuck in the past, where we are still stuck in a mindset that is not helpful for us, or is not helping us break free from restrictions and a narrative that we've clung to from the past. Everything acts as if it's a mirror in one way, shape, or form, especially when you're feeling, when it triggers certain feelings. So I'd have to actually know a little bit more there, but this message may also help you. Hello. So overall, we are doing shadow work. Sorry, guys, just trying to catch up with all of this. We are connecting with our shadow. We're being shown our shadow. And it's important that we become friends with our shadow. These are aspects that we don't like to see within ourselves. It's easy to see in others, but it's not easy to see within ourselves or to accept. But the more that we can become comfortable with our shadow aspects, the more that we can meet our shadow with the light, the better the journey gets. Trust me. It's showing us where we have been trapped in fear. What's going on with Patsy? Are you okay, Patsy? Dealing with a lot. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hang in there, Patsy. So it isn't easy. It's not easy to do shadow work. There are actual workshops. There are worksheets that you can download off of the computer to help you work through your shadow. It'll bring you through your emotions. It'll bring you through your past experiences. It will bring you through your relationships. It will bring you through everything so that you can be comfortable with these aspects of yourself, love that part of the self. Because when we don't love all of our parts, the parts that we suppress, the parts that we repress, the parts that we continue to push back into the shadow, they actually can manifest. They will take over our consciousness or manifest in our reality. And we'll be interacting with our shadow. I've had many people in my life that have played my shadow until I finally saw it and I said, that's my shadow. Like, I owned it. I owned that part for me, and that energy shifted. Either they left my life or they had a big breakthrough and realized that, maybe I was playing their shadow. So this is a beautiful time to face our fears, see where we've been trapped, where we've been contained, where we've been placed in a prison of our, I don't want to say of our own making, but part of it has been because we believed it. We couldn't believe in our own light and our own truth for so long. It's a program. It's programming. So the message here is to rest your energy, rejuvenate through this process. There's a lot working on within the solar plexus and the root chakra. Self-esteem, self-confidence, and just feeling grounded overall, safe, secure, rooted. So it's really important to honor this time. Take this downtime. You guys have shenanigans going on over in Ireland too. There's shenanigans going on all over the place, huh? I'm going to pull one more card, you guys, and I'm going to probably tap out of here early because, I don't know. I have been under the weather. I haven't been feeling that well. So I want to honor that. But I do want to get one more message from the Starseed Oracle for us all. Because it is important that we stay as conscious and connected to, when I say light, light is information. Dark is no information. It's like when you're in a dark room, right? And you hear a noise that might bring up fear, might bring up all this fear, but when you turn the light on and you realize it was just your cat, you're like, oh, light and dark, information, no information. 'Tis the season, that's right. All right. Final message for us all. Okay. Wait. It's not time yet. Things are being woven. Yeah. There's some processes that were, and the world was talking about that in the last spread. There are cycles that are closing. There's processes that are happening. Saturn-Jupiter square is not easy. I remember the one in August. Well, there was Mars added to that. The tension, the frustration, the anger that arose in me in that August Saturn-Jupiter square was like, oh, Heather, I haven't had that much rage and anger come out of me in a long time. And it was just nonstop. But one particular person was constantly like, I couldn't get the triggers to go away, even though I saw clearly what they were showing within me. I'm like, all right, universe, am I supposed to like hide? What do I do? And eventually it died down. Sun stand still, so appropriate. Yes, yep. Wait. Yes, and tomorrow the solstice is very much a standing still time, a time to wait, a time to slow down, a time to connect. Let me find it. Here it is. There we go. Things are being woven. It's not time yet. In our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world, where an instant response is so often expected, and at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take a breath, let alone give ourselves the space to rest, wait, and reset. We're so often in overdrive, expecting instantaneous results over and over again. And when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though something's gone wrong. But often, not receiving guidance is guidance in itself. When you ask for guidance and don't receive it, it can often mean wait. It's not time yet. The details are being woven. Our challenge is to keep trusting when, on the surface, it appears that nothing is happening. To remember that no matter how long or bitter the winter, spring does always come. To remember that you don't need to solve all the world's problems in a single day, and that perhaps they'll be better solved with some perspective and a good night's sleep. This card is your permission slip to slow down, switch off, and rest. You're being reminded to have patience and to trust the mystery of life, to trust that things are being woven on your behalf. It may not be happening to the timeline you'd like, but if you gather up the patience, it will be orchestrated better than you can ever imagine. I think that is great advice for us all and perfect advice for the slowdown phase that we're in. So let's really put ourselves to the test in a fast-paced world where everything is moving. Go, 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 do. Can you wait? Can you rest? Can you allow things to kind of be put into place? That is our message for this evening, for this solstice, and I feel that. My body feels it. And with that said, I think we are going to put this to bed, go to bed, and I wish you all a very happy, beautiful, amazing solstice, and happy holidays if I don't return before then. Try to really get the most out of each and every moment of each and every day, and try not to wish a day away. Try not to go too fast, have expectations of the future too far ahead. Really, this is a beautiful time to connect to the cosmos, connect to the incoming energies that we are all experiencing, and really allow them to show us something. None of us really know exactly what is going on, but it is a beautiful time to honor and admire the changes that are taking place. So I am sending you out so much love, and yes, thank you all. Thank you for being a part of this and sharing and consoling those who are not feeling so good today. So much love. Take care. Bye.